So the preview pages for Mighty Morphin issue 19 are now out and available online for you guys to view. And as usual, we're going to have a look at these preview pages and go over them because there's some interesting stuff I want to talk about before I talk about the review in the upcoming week or 2 weeks away from its actual release. So stay tuned for the review when it drops later down the line this month. So we're going to be talking about Mighty Morphin issue 19, and this way I can sort of go into the theory that I wanted to make about who could be biting the dust in this comic, because in the next issue, Mighty Morphin 20 or Power Rangers 20, they've teased a death for a certain character that is going to happen. Who is that character going to be? No idea, but we can talk about it in this video. So let's look at the covers. These covers look great. So we've got the main cover of Rocky fighting against the Cogs. This looks freaking amazing. I just love how it pops out where Rocky's just fighting all those Cogs as Mighty Morphin Red. That is freaking cool. You've got Alpha with a mustache and a top hat, which is based on one of the anniversary comics that Michael and Matt did for the 25th anniversary of Power Rangers, I believe. This is what that cover is referencing. And then you've got a Rocky image, which looks really cool. I like these covers we're getting from, I do apologize if I butcher your name, a Christina Kaladar. I do apologize if I butchered your name. And then we've got this one, which looks great as well, done by Taran Clark, which is the White Ranger standing on the hand of the White Tiger Sword, which looks great, I think this one and that one would make for good thumbnails, but let's talk about the pages. So slight spoilers, if you don't want to get spoiled, click off this video right now, because there will be spoilers, and we're going to talk about them. So let's bring them up right now. So it looks like the comic is jumping right into the action with King Aradon and his forces invading, and he's got some very interesting dialogue straight off the back saying, Mondo is so sure that he'll be chosen for Dark Spectre's little cartel, but I suspect the tide is going to turn. So it looks like that King Mondo and King Aradon are going to be fighting for a position in the evil alliance of evil, or the alliance of evil that we see at the start of In Space. So that should be very interesting, that Dark Spectre he's coming eventually. Dark Spectre's coming eventually, something they've teased since, last year, I believe. And it looks like Dark Spectre's coming and he's forming his little posse. So that should be very interesting. So then we've got the next page of Matt and Grace trying to sort of get to safety, and we've got we've got this awesome page where he's sort of blasting through the force field, and you get a good look at King Aradon, and I like his design. His design looks really cool. It kind of looks like Darkseid with, it's, like I said, Darkseid, but, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Darkseid mixed with Apocalypse from X-Men. That's like the vibes I'm getting with all that armor. A lot of people say the armor looks too bulky and they don't like the little chest pieces on them, like this bit here and this bit here. I think they look alright. I mean, they're just there for show, but I think his design looks really great. But for someone who's a part of the Machine Empire, or Machine-ish Empire, he doesn't look very machinery apart from his armor. So that's interesting. And then you get a bunch of witty dialogue here where Matt's going to go out and fight the Machine Empire. And then him and Zordon have this back and forth where Zordon says, you and Tommy kind of have something in common where I never chose you to be a ranger, but you're fighting for the right thing. So who is going to die in this issue or the next upcoming issue? So I've got 3 guesses who's going to die. First one is Jason's dad. Now, Jason's dad, way back in Go-Go Power Rangers, was very sick, he was very ill, and eventually he got better throughout that run, but we haven't checked up on his health in the past couple of years. Even with the Omega Rangers making pit stops to Earth at the start of Power Rangers issue 1, and even last issue where they sort of came to Earth to save the day, they never really checked up on their families and said hi. They kind of did their ranger business and left. So we kind of don't know what this family situation is going on for Zach and Trini and Jason and stuff like that. So who knows what position Jason's father's in right now, if his health is doing good or not. And Van, you've got Matt. So Matt on this cover right here is going into battle. He's going to fight the Machine Empire. Will Matt bite the dust in this issue? If Matt bites the dust in this issue, that is going to be really cool and really ballsy of Matt to do this, or Matt Grimm, the writer, to do this, to kill off Matt in this comic, because Matt's not a fan favorite. But if Matt in the comics is going out like a hero, then I'd be fine with it. Like, he's going out fighting, he's going out protecting Earth and Zordon and stuff like that. He's gonna die on the battlefield. And then there's Grace. So, last issue, Mighty Morphin 18, Grace and Zordon sort of made up. I'll say with quotation marks, they made up. Zordon apologized to Grace after everything that happened, but Grace didn't really accept the apology. Or she accepted it, but she says she doesn't feel anything. I can't remember the dialogue, but Grace and Zordon sort of have this amend moment, but that kind of teases that something might happen to Grace later down the line. Like, she sort of acts like she doesn't forgive Zordon, but then she will forgive Zordon in her dying moments. So it's hard to say if Grace would be the character that would be killed off in this comic. It could be Grace, it could be Grace and Matt. We have no idea. A lot of people are banking on someone like Trini or Trini the die, but I don't think that will happen because Trini is an important Omega Ranger. She's got to do all of her Omega Ranger duties and stuff like that. So they can't kill off Trini. I get the feeling it could be a Boom comic original character, and I'm guessing it's either going to be Matt or Grace who might bite the dust. Jason's dad is up there, that is for sure, but they say that Tommy is shooken up after what happened with the loss of this character. So what if it is Matt? What if it's Grace? I get the feeling it could be Matt if it shakes up Tommy, because Tommy and Matt did have that rivalry. They did put their differences aside in the Eltarian War, but that rivalry is still there. So it's hard to say who might die in this upcoming issues, and it's kind of hard to predict. But what do you guys think of who will be biting the dust in this comic later down the line? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Tell me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear them. So, with that said, I'm going to bring this video to a close. Special thanks to Ranger Command for having these previews up on their website. Check them out. I'll leave a link in the description down below so you guys can check them out and give them a watch, give them a listen, all that good stuff. So, with that said, I'm bringing this video to a close. Thanks for watching, have a wonderful day or night, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out, take care, bye.